If you don't control your stress and manage it, it can kill you, or even worse, it can hurt others. So, what's up, everybody watching Wellness Week Live? I am your host, DJ Anthony. I'm not a doctor. Don't listen to me, okay? I'm not giving any medical advice or legal advice. You just check with your own people. And by the way, hit the like, hit the subscribe. We're getting our asses kicked here in Jersey. Let's get the numbers up, baby. Okay. On a serious note, I was flipping through the news on my phone this morning. And the first thing that popped up on the news feed was, and I was like taken aback by this. It was New York City doctor shoots baby, turns gun on herself in horrific murder suicide. Whoa. All over the news, NBC News, New York City cancer doctor kills herself and her baby, police say. And, beautiful young woman, MD, oncologist. And it just was like, whoa. And I've had people close to me commit suicide, people that I know, multiple. And this is something that, for me, it's very, very close to home. And it's, right, we're all saying the same thing. What a shame. What a shame. What a shame. When we think suicide or murder suicide is like, especially murder suicide, right? You think it's like some, crazy, big man who's guns and killing everybody. But this goes to show mental health, you know, uh, it's a type of disease, ironically, like cancer, because this doctor was an oncologist. And none of us are exempt from mental health issues. You have a brain, you have a mind, you have mental health. Now, I'm not saying all of us are going to commit suicide, murder, suicide. But what I am saying is we all have, at some point in our life, stress and anxiety, because that's how this all started for this doctor. 100%, because it's the stress, it's the anxiety of life. And if you don't have the proper coping mechanisms or you're not getting enough of them, and we're going to get into this, this is where it leads, because this doctor did this horrible thing to her baby and herself and in extension her family and friends. But she wasn't born like this. She didn't grow up to say, I can't wait someday to be a murder suicide person. No one does. We're all born neutral, innocent. So what happened between life is good in this dark situation? I don't know the details, but again, I do have a lot of experience with you know people close to me who have suffered and passed away, and because of this, through suicide. So, and every story is different and unique into itself, but there's some common threads, and I think it's safe to say this is something to do with mental health and stress, and it breaks people and makes humans sometimes, not all the times, because we all go through stress. Some people go through, listen, I went through a couple of years ago stress that I think I don't know how I kept my shit together, and I didn't do any murder suicide, So it's just because you have stress and go through dark moments, like we all have, right? Doesn't mean you're going to become some murder suicide person. But to do murder suicide like this doctor did, you have to have something not right up here. And where did she get help? Was she denying? I don't know. Did she have a therapist? Was she on medication to help herself? Did she have proper nutrition, proper rest, proper schedule? Probably not, because nothing happens in a vacuum. It wasn't like everything is fine. I'm fine. Yeah, let me just kill myself and my kid. Like that. No, this cancer started and metastasized. This mind cancer started and metastasized until this breaking point. And we can see people like, oh, they have it all, doctor or lawyer or business owner or celebrity, and they have it all. Look at them, perfect life, big house, multiple homes. Oh, they got this, they got that. They have boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, babies. What? They had it all. They had it all. That's relative. Stuff is not having it all. If you don't have it up here, you ain't got shit. And she didn't have it up here. She lost it, and it's sad. Again, I don't know the details, but the news story is there for all to read. And, interesting enough, the top number one profession that has the highest suicide rates, this is why I'm doing the show, is doctors. The number one highest suicide rate in America for professionals, white collar professionals, is doctors. And you can throw PA in there too. And I would say you can probably lump in nurses in that too. Of the top 5 suicide rates for professionals, 3 are doctors, medical professionals. Of the top 5 who commit suicide, 3 of them professions are doctors or medical related. And cop is not at the top. Cop is in there. It's number 3. Doctors, number 1. Dentist, number 2, which is a doctor. Number 3, police officer. Number 4, veterinarian. And number 5, financial services. So 3 of the top 5 professionals who commit suicide are in the medical profession of some sort. So, I mean, what are we going to do about this? Because this, I say poor woman, that she killed her child and herself in this dark situation, this dark event. What could have been done? And I don't know. Maybe she had therapists. Maybe she had maybe she was on medication to help her. Maybe everyone knew about her stress and anxiety. Maybe she played everything perfectly right. And you can still, wind up committing suicide or hurting others. I know of a story. I'm not going to name names or anything like that, but I know of a story. An acquaintance of mine did everything right. Family and friends knew about his depression. He was on medications. He was an adult. He had a family. He did everything to the T. Medications, therapy, did everything he was supposed to do. And he still took his own life, and his family found him in the home. And it's scary because it really is like a mental cancer. It's like, wow, here's a guy that did everything right and still couldn't beat this disease, But more often than not, I would say, if you're doing the right things, you're going to beat it. If you're going to see a therapist, psychologist, or psychiatrist, you have proper nutrition, proper rest, proper communication with friends and family and loved ones, proper exercise. We know exercise for a fact helps with depression and sadness. We know that for a fact. It is powerful medication, exercise. And of course, I'm not advocating don't take your medication if you have to go on medication, but my opinion, exhaust proper nutrition, proper exercise, proper sleep, talk therapy with a psychologist, friends and family around you, managing your work hours to the best of your ability before you get on meds, I would say. But if you have to take meds, take meds. I'm not against meds. But my point is, if you're doing all those things right, stacking odds, you're going to be okay. You're not going to do a murder-suicide. You're not going to be depressed all the time. Stacking the odds. Nothing's a guarantee. Like I said, my one colleague or my one acquaintance did everything right and still lost his life. But that's the exception to the rule. And what could have this doctor have done? I mean, like I said, we don't know because we're probably never going to know. And it would be presumptuous to say that she did or didn't have the right care. Maybe she did, maybe she didn't, But this is an extreme too. What about the doctors? And by the way, I don't care. You could, God forbid, suffer with mental mind health, stress, anxiety. We all do. It doesn't matter if you're a librarian, a shoe shiner, a doctor, a cop, an astronaut. We're all susceptible to this. So I'm talking to everyone here, okay? Stay-at-home moms, students, college students, we know for a fact have high suicide rates, teenagers, things like that. Elderly have high suicide rates. So no one's exempt from this, but we're talking about professionals in this particular episode. And so what can we do, and what can doctors do for themselves? Why do doctors have the top 3 of the 5? We're going to get into that here. And I think we probably know why, right? But I think, and I know quite a few doctors um, that are friends, acquaintances, neighbors, colleagues, etc. Um, and you don't really have to be friends with a doctor to know, right? They work hard, they work long hours, and they're dealing with like this poor doctor, this New York oncologist. If you're an oncologist, you are dealing with life and death every day. People die, and people get cured of cancer, and people die. 1 o'clock, someone dies. 2 o'clock, someone lives. 3 o'clock, someone dies. That shit's got to wear on you, you know. And we're not talking about plastic surgeons here. And again, plastic surgeons also can suffer from stress and anxiety. But the type of doctor she was, I'm almost not surprised. You know, you're dealing with. I have lost friends from cancer. I'm sure you have too. You're dealing with children dying of cancer, young people dying of cancer. This poor doctor seeing this, that's got to wear on you. You know, I wonder, did she have proper help? Did she have a therapist? Was she on a proper nutritional uh, regimen? Did she get proper rest? Did she have someone to talk to? Did she exercise? Her work hours were probably 15-hour days, 6.5 days a week. Come home, and now you get the stresses of family life, marriage, children, finances. You could say, oh, she made a lot of money. Well, that's relative. I know people who make $1 million a year and they're in debt. So, I mean, so we know that doctors go through this, and this is, I think, why doctors have the top 3 to 5 suicide rates for professionals is the workload. And I think as a society and even themselves, it's like, I can't complain. I'm a doctor. I'm supposed to be tough. I'm supposed to be Jesus Christ. I got to just, tough it out, tough it out, tough it out, tough it out. I got to go to work 15-hour days. Now a lot of that they can't control, but I would say a lot of it they can control. Do you want to live or die? And by the way, we're not just talking about suicide. We're talking about quality of life. Let's just say you never commit suicide, but you're miserable. You're worn down. You're missing your kids' plays and functions and recitals, and you're only getting 5 hours of sleep a night, 6 hours of sleep if you're lucky. For how many decades? Is it worth it? Now, I'm not saying quit your job and don't be a doctor, but maybe go to a different hospital, different practice, but get a therapist. We're going to talk about things you can do. So, but that's why this happens to doctors. They are overworked like mules. Doctors, PAs, and nurses, dentists, and again, I think we as a society don't give them the benefit of the doubt. We don't throw them a bone. Fuck them. They make a lot of money. Fuck you. They make a lot of money. What are you complaining about? Hey, what are you complaining about? Hey, you got a nice car. Yeah. Suicide's only for like poor people who are dirty in the street. That's stupid. We forget doctors are humans. They're weak. I'm weak. You're weak. We all have weaknesses. But the shiny white coat, stethoscope, nice car, they're bulletproof. They ain't got no problems. Wrong. Number 1 profession for suicide, doctors. And that's not counting the doctors who don't commit suicide, but are just hurting and tired and miserable. So what can they do about that? I have some suggestions. What can we do as friends and family? I would say, and by the way, that's not counting the debt that doctors go into to become a doctor. Not even a doctor yet, right? 4 years of college, 4 years of medical school, residency, fellowships, and you're not even getting paid yet. So, it's inhumane, and part of that's not the doctor's fault. But part of it is a doctor's fault. Do you believe in free will? Well, if you believe in free will and power of choice, then doctors have to make choices. And sometimes it's going to be hard choices. But do you want to live a happy life, or do you want to be, I'm tired, I love my job, and I'm tired. You're going to do that for 30 years? Okay. So part of it is not the doctor's fault, but part of it is we have freedom of choice. So here's some of the things, and that I think doctors can do. Number 1, us as family and friends, call our friends out who are doctors. Hey man, you really seem stressed. Like, I want you to see a therapist, like, or talk to them. Like, what's going on, man? Like, I think that's the first thing that we can do as lay people is just be an ear, like ask, Like, sincerely, how are you doing? Hey, listen, and don't do the open door shit. That's bullshit. Like, hey, my door's always open. You can talk to me. No. Tell them, hey, listen, I haven't seen you in a couple of months. I'm taking you out for coffee tomorrow. You coming out with me? Let's go. Oh, I can't make it tomorrow. Okay, the next day. You can make it next day. Okay, what day works for you? Okay. And hey, man, I know you're busy with the hospital and your practice. I mean, you okay? That's the first thing we can do, I think, for our friends and family who are physicians and nurses and PAs, dentists. Dentists have the second highest suicide rate of professionals. Again, it's the pressure. I think also, because that's the first thing we can do. But I think also doctors, generally speaking, fall into the golden handcuffs, right? You got a nice life. You got to keep that life up. Hey, I'm driving a nice car. I got a nice house, going on vacation a couple times a year. I ain't giving that up. Okay. Well, enjoy that stress, So again, doctors have control too. It's not a fait accompli. It's not like, I can't do anything. You could. I mean, do you want to have a healthy life? I'm not even talking about suicide now. You want to have it's a marathon. You're not doing this for 1 year. You're doing this for one lifetime. So, and again, the financial stress that goes on to being a doctor, the loans you have to pay off that you're not going to pay off for 15, 20 years, all of this stuff. But anyways, I think a lot of it, the doctors put on themselves also, right? You get these golden handcuffs, you're making some money. Hey, and you got to keep up with that lifestyle like every other American. Well, you don't. You have a choice. Okay, second thing I would say is doctors have to pace themselves. I understand. You can't just be like, I'm not fucking working these hours. Fuck you. No, right? But somehow, some way, got to work that out. Maybe not this year, but next year. Say, you know what? I have to. Do I want to stay healthy or do I want to die young? Like, what? Do you know what I'm saying? And I get it. It's a noble profession. You feel like I have to help and save other people. 100%. Teachers are the same way. And pastors and rabbis and imams, I'm sure they're stressed out too. In the same way, you want to be there for your flock, so to speak, for your people, and doctors have that. But there's a problem on an airplane. Who gets the air mask first? You do. Then you put it on your loved one, because if you can't take care of you can't take care of them. You got to remind yourself of that. So doctors have to pace themselves somehow, some way. I would say that also means getting yourself a therapist. Now, I know doctors are like, I'll fucking never go to a therapist, because they're afraid the scarlet letter, they get found out, it's pretty much a wrap, So you have betterhelp.com, which is anonymous. I use it. I love it. You just talk about your stressors on your phone, FaceTime. If that's a little bit too much information you got to give, you can go and find a physical therapist and pay cash. No one knows. Boom. But you have to go see a professional therapist. I would say over a psychiatrist therapy. Cognitive therapy. If you need a psychiatrist and you got to get meds, everyone's on them almost. So whoop-de-doo. But drinking every night, I got to wind down with a drink every night. No, that's bad. Don't do that. There's no excuse to drink alcohol every night. None. Zero. I don't care. You're a doctor or you're a teacher or whatever. Don't do it. So the other thing is exercise. I understand you're busy. You're working a lot of hours. You're a doctor. No one's saying you got to be Rocky Balboa, but I mean, you can go for a walk every day outside, 15 minutes. What's that going to do? Stack. Tell your family, look, daddy, mommy's tired. I need to go for my walk for me to be a better mother. So we're not going to go and to the arcade today or to the pizza thing. We'll eat pizza at home. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to take care. Air mask on you first. Mommy's stressed. Daddy's stressed at the hospital. You got to communicate. You can't throw your hands up and be like, I don't know what I can do. No, there's a lot you can do. You're an adult. You're a doctor. You're a PA. You're a nurse. Grab your, what, and man up, woman up. Take control. Hey, no. You want to hang out with daddy or mommy? We're going to walk today. I got to walk. I got to go for a walk. I got to go to the gym, whatever it is. I got to do meditation in the fucking room over there. Okay. So pace yourself, meaning get a therapist. It could be anonymous. Don't tell me you can't do it. Shut the hell up. Exercise of some sort. You don't got to be Rocky Balboa. We know exercise boosts the feel-good hormones in the brain. 100%. Do it every day. Yes, 7 days a week, even if it's just 10 minutes. Get going with it. Proper sleep. I understand it's a tough one. You got 15-hour days. But maybe don't go out for that with the boys or the girls after work. Come home, go to sleep. When you go to sleep, go to sleep. Your room blacked out. If you're like, well, my wife or my husband doesn't, then you go get your own room, the sleep room, and it's blacked out. No cell phone, no television, and that's where you sleep. Set the temperature lower for you. This is like being in a marathon. You got to take care of yourself. Proper sleep, proper nutrition. This nutrition is kind of an easy one. Like, don't go for the pretzels. Eat some nuts. Eat some fruits. That you can take care of. You can do it yourself. Water, not soda. Water, not diet soda. Water, not alcohol. Water, not juicy drinks. Water, not drinks with sugar in them. Proper nutrition. It stacks up. It adds up. Is it going to cure everything? None of what I just said is going to cure you. But together, stacking, you start to, I feel better. Odd. So, you have to do this. You have to try the best of your ability because this is your life. You want to be around for your kids. And again, I'm not even talking about suicide now. I'm talking about quality of life. Like, daddy's always tired. Mommy's always tired. Yeah, they work at the hospital. Like, okay, but you're not here. You're not here. You're not here. You're never here. What kind of life is that for your family, for your kids, for your friends? That's what you want? Well, I give them everything. They got the shoes and they got the cars and the vacation, the fancy this and the fancy that. But that's not everything. That's nothing. They want you. They want you to be there. You're not there. That's the problem. And I don't know, but I'm very confident when you see someone that commits suicide or they're just, worn out, but they got everything. You're thinking of materialism. Materialism is not everything. Materialism is nothing. Everything is having it up here, having time with friends and family that you feel good. It's okay to be tired once in a while, no doubt. We all get stressed, but everything is your health. Your health. That's everything. Your health. Everything is not the nice cars, the big home, the vacation 3 times a year. That ain't shit. That if you think that's everything, then you're part of the problem. So as family too, if we have a spouse or a boyfriend or girlfriend that's a physician, say, hey, listen, no. I don't need the latest car. We're going to drive this used car. I don't need the big house. I don't want the big house because it's going to make you have to work harder for it. I don't mean Christmas this year, Hanukkah this year, Kwanzaa this year. We're just going to do gifts under $50. I don't want you to work for shit, work for stuff. Okay. Oh, our son or daughter. Okay. They got accepted to a couple colleges, but you know what? If they go to this college, this Ivy League, it's going to make you have to work harder. They can go to a good college. It's not Ivy League. They're going to be fine because we want mommy and daddy to be alive and to be healthy. So they don't have to work for stuff. Again, not any one of these things by themselves is going to make or break or help, but together as a vulcanization of all these things, it matters. And so we as spouses, brothers, sisters, friends have to call out the doctors and nurses and PAs. Hey, listen, no, it's okay. We ain't got to do this fancy thing. Relax. We don't, hey, are you okay? Like, what's going on? That's the thing that we can do because doctors aren't Jesus. They're humans like me and you. And I have my stresses too. And I only got through my darkness and my stress of loss of family, loss of job, loss of relationships through, and I own 3 businesses. I can be as busy as any doctor if I want to. Now I understand there's differences, right? Not all doctors can make their own schedule. I understand, but you have to do your best because it's your life. And if you have to switch to different hospital, different practice, you want to be alive? You want to be here? Or it's just like, hey, take my money. And everyone's got nice things. Okay, life is great. No, it's not. This doctor had everything. Turns out she had nothing, actually. And that's how she saw it. Mental health, mind health, stress, anxiety, if we don't manage it, it metastasizes into a cancer. Figuratively and literally here. And my really sincere thoughts and prayers to this baby who passed away, to the doctor, to the family, just so sad. And it didn't have to be this way. So what can we learn? Again, and it doesn't have to be a suicide. Again, are you here? Are you here? Are you at the dinner table? So that's what we have to do to help our friends and family of any profession, even if they don't have a job, whatever, you know what I mean? But uh, yeah, we have to manage our stress and anxiety. And again, that's proper nutrition. Go find out what proper nutrition is. Proper sleep, proper exercise, proper relationships with friends and family, and therapy. 5, and I don't have money is not an excuse for it either. If you have money for the latest iPhone, how many pairs of shoes do you have? You go on vacation once in a while, like hang out with the boys, hang out with the girls, you got money to see a therapist. Don't give me that bullshit. And a lot of it's free out there. I think here in the New York City area, you can dial, I think it's 988. I could be wrong. And that's the mental health hotline. It's free. 988. Boom. You're on your way to saving your own life. And again, nothing's guaranteed, but it's about stacking those odds greatly in your favor that you'll be healthy and well versus stacking them against you. We want to stack for us. And I think it's a cop-out when doctors are like, well, what can I do? This is the doctor. I'm a doctor. What can I do? That's a cop-out. You could do a lot. I'm not saying you can change everything, but even if you change 10%, that's 10% you didn't have. Increments, And anyways, I believe in you. I know you can do it. I want the best for you. We have a lot that we can control, and we have some things we can't control, but there's a lot we can control. So let's do that. And yeah, check out betterhelp.com. They should be paying me, these bastards, but they're not. It's an app. I use it. It's, for therapy. You can talk to licensed therapists anywhere in the world, and you can pick the therapist. You can pick their gender, their religion, their specialty, their whatever. For me, I talk about like my stressors just in life. Here we go again, right? Because I don't want to metastasize. So I talk about my business stress, family stress. I talk about stupid shit, whatever. Now you may say, "Oh, you're talking to my friend about that." You could, and you should talk to your friend about that. But a therapist is really good. It's a pro. And the cost is pretty cheap, actually, considerably speaking. I think it's 4 sessions for like could be $200, something like that. And again, how many pairs of shoes do you have? You have the latest television. You have the latest iPhone. You hang out with the boys. You hang out with the girls. You got money for liquor. You got money for junk food. You got money for this. Cut the shit. So, but yeah, even 988, right? But I mean, I want the best for you. You deserve the best. And hey, we all have strengths. We all have weaknesses. So you're not alone. And I believe in you. You can do it. I have faith in you. Check back in for more shows, okay? And hit the subscribe. Share with a friend. Share with a doctor this show. Or a PA. Share this with a PA. Share it with a dentist. Share it with a veterinarian, because that was the number, I think, 4 spot, veterinarians. So medical professional, police officers, and financial experts. Share with them. That's what we need to do. Again, proper nutrition, proper connectivity with friends and family, therapist, proper sleep. What was the other one? Oh shit, I forgot. I was gonna say 5, but anyways, you know what I'm saying. Let's do it again. Proper sleep, proper nutrition, proper exercise, therapy, and yeah, I guess proper connection with friends and family. It doesn't have to be a best friend, even if you just get out to talk to somebody. Anyways, that's that. All right, folks, I'm out of here. You can do it. I have faith in you. You are not alone. 5, 4, 3. Check back in. More great shows. 5, 4, 3.